Hey, Jay here. We got another project Honda 250. You go, well, I do lots of Honda project bikes. Well, this one's a little bit different. We've taken a motocross bike and turned it into an off-road bike. And with the fuel-injected CRF250s, it's a perfect bike to do it with. We're going to give you an inside look at everything we did. Okay, first of all, we bought this bike from an ex-racer who had it just in pieces. So we got it really cheap, able to get this bike, and luckily we've been riding this bike since 2010, so we have plenty of parts for these bikes and know the bikes pretty well. The first thing we did is rebuild the engine. And in the engine it needed a new crank, which we got from Hot Rods, a whole crank assembly, a new cylinder, which we went with Cylinder Works and went with the big bore piston kit, the 270 bolts right in, and all of Hot Rod's bearings and seals for the entire engine. We went ahead and put new valves and springs in at the same time. We used all the Hinson clutch pieces, mainly our cover and fiber spring steel kit. We have quite a few of the quality Tusk pieces on this bike. We got the Tusk brake lever, shift lever, front brake line, and oversized front rotor for extra stopping power. Those are matched up to the Tusk impact wheel set, which are a great value and come in an 18-inch rear for this off-road project. An FMF Megabomb with their Q4 muffler helped provide spark arrestor legal power for this machine. For an off-road bike, in the engine, one of the main things that we want to make different is the type of power, that it's more of a smooth power than a motocross bike, and it also has a little bit more tractability. So we sent the crank to Crankworks in Arizona, and they actually heavied up the flywheel. They add weight to it, and it's balanced to the piston that you're going to be using, and it gives it more tractable power. This would be a lot like what the off-road bikes come with, like a WR or a 250X, 450X. They come with heavier flywheels for that specific need. You can also run a heavier flywheel to get the same effect. We added a larger fuel tank from IMS. This fuel capacity works well for all the trail riding we do. Handguards are a must for off-road riding, and we went with the wraparound probe-in guards from Cycra. They provide excellent protection in any type of terrain. We also used all the Cycra plastic on the bike. They have complete kits for the entire bike. That matched up with their skid plate provide really good protection for the engine and lower frame. We made a special mount welded to our frame since it was completely apart. While we had the engine out, we welded a tab from Cycra to the frame so that taking the skid plate off and on for oil changes would be quick and easy. While the bike was completely apart, we buffed off the frame with Scotch-Brite, cleaned it all up, re-greased all the linkages, all the pivot points, replaced the bearings in the linkage, all new seals in the forks and shock, of course, with Race Tech replacing all the fluids. The stock suspension on a CRF250 tends to be very good on the trail because it's fairly soft stock. For off-road use, a kickstand is a really nice feature, so when you stop on the trail, you don't have to worry about laying the bike down. ProMoto Billet has a really nice unit, bolts right up under the stock foot peg mount. For added protection of the radiators, we went with Works Connection radiator braces, so if you do have a nasty get-off, you can finish out the trail ride. Works Connection clutch perch and front brake lever are also part of the controls mounted up to our Renthal bars. To finish off this project, we added some custom attack graphics with a custom seat cover from Moto Seat. And that's an inside look at our Racer X Project CRF250 RX. Big downside of an off-road bike in this condition, it doesn't have electric start. So of course that's the big downside. Of course this bike is really easy to start once it's warm, starts in first gear, starts with the clutch pulled in. So usually first kick, second kick on the trail is a downside, but a lot less expensive than buying a brand new KTM or new trail bike out there. So it's a good option if you find a cheap one of these, or if you have one that you can't get a good price for, you can convert it to an off-road bike and you can be on the trail. So check out the Racer X video to get more details on what Ping and the guys at Racer X thought of this thing.